What the? I know plants are intelligent and can communicate, but with words? In English? There's something else going on here. All good. Now I gotta build my system and add the boost to the tank.
Overcast with chance of rain. Overcast with chance of rain. Where is Julian? Confusion. Overcast with chance of rain. I like mail trucks. Where is Julian? Confusion. Where is Julian?
Always love to fill up the shed with new equipment. Those pressure sensors will
Confusion.
be especially useful.
Overcast with chance of rain. I like mail trucks. Where is Julian?
Ah, yes, that reminds me. Compose message to James. Hi, James. Hope the conference is going well. Your materials are on their way. Sorry I didn't respond earlier. Bit of a rough day yesterday. You understand. Oh, and did you move the Utopia bots I had on the bench in the Emmer lab? Can't seem to find them. Send message.
Confusion. Overcast with chance of rain. I like mail trucks. Where is Julian? Confusion. Overcast with chance of rain. That feels better. Hello, Dr. Wicks.
Whoa, what? How do you suddenly know my name?
I have my ways. The real question is, how are we going to get Julian back?
Yeah, but...
My proximity cameras detect that your gift plant is communicating in what appears to be text on its surface. Interesting. Unknown to your colleagues who gave you this plant, I suspect it has been enhanced with Utopia bots. I am aware that Julian ingested your Utopia bots, and because they form a network, he is also part of that network. He is attempting to speak with you through the plant. Crude though it is.
Ingested. Ingested? Can we go back to that part? And what do you mean by speaking to me? How is any of this possible?
Patience, Dr. Wicks. If we can enable communication with Julian, I'm sure that things will begin to clarify. My understanding is that much more sophisticated communication may be achieved by supplying Boost Utopia bots to the plant. Do you have Boost? Have you checked your mailbox today?
Of course, I'm a mailbox fanatic, even though my last actual letter was received in November 2036.
Here is an idea. Supercharge the plant with more Utopia bots. In sufficient quantity, they can manipulate the hydraulic pressure within plant cells. A pressure sensor should pick that up. I can receive those signals, translate them into English, and present the output as audio.
But why? Sure, why not? Taking orders from a talking drone so that I can communicate with my friend through a plant. This is normal. So normal.
Precisely. If you have not already done so, you will need to build the plant irrigation system to which Boost will be added. Make sure the boost and water valves are open. You will also need to insert a pressure sensor into the plant and adjust it to record hydraulic pressure.
Okay, this is a lot to take in. Maybe I should note it down and post it outside near the plant. I think I have some writing paper in the bedroom.
I will meet you at the plant. I am ready to begin, Dr. Wicks.
So, are you picking anything up? Any communication? Hello, Plant? How are you?
Nothing yet. I am not sure. Wait, I'm receiving something now.
Tegan, is that you?
Julian? How? How are you talking to me through a plant?
So, long story. You know the night you got fired from Emmer, and we both got more than a bit tipsy, and I said I'd clean up after you went to bed?
Yes?
So, I didn't clean up so much as inject myself with some of the Emmer Utopia bots. Cool, right?
You what? Why? They're not designed for human biology. They could have killed you.
But they didn't. Or I don't think they did. Actually, I don't really know where my body is, or what shape it's in. But I do remember that sometime that night, after I went home, someone broke in, and I think they knocked me out. That was the last time I remember being in my body. After that, it was different.
My guess is that your consciousness has somehow fused with the Utopia bots you ingested to become part of the cloud of networked Utopia bots.
Yeah, it's like I'm nowhere but also everywhere at once. I can somehow sense the environment, but not through my regular senses, you know? More like how plants sense, I guess. Temperature, light, gravity.
And that's how you figured out how to find me through the Utopia bot network? By sensing through my Emmer gift plant?
Pretty much. In any case, something's wrong, Tegan. I mean, it can't be just chance that someone broke in immediately after I injected the Utopia bots. What did they want? And why?
Good questions. We're gonna find out.
Just to confirm, you're saying that your friend Julian, whom you had suspected of being abducted or killed, was suddenly talking to you through a potted plant. And you realized this through the help of an artificially intelligent drone?
Yes, that's pretty much it. You water your houseplant for a couple of days, then bam, it starts talking to you. Strange times.
That's one way to put it. And you attribute this discovery to Julian's drone that you took from his apartment?
Yes, Talos.
Talos, the ancient Greek automaton reputedly designed to protect the island of Crete from pirates.
You know your mythology.
Well, I try to do my homework before any podcast, especially one that delves into the dark days of Emmer. Let's have a look at the next VR episode. Back to Julian's apartment, I believe, with a mythological drone in tow. Will we find pirates?
Well, here we are. Felt a bit conspicuous on the subway with you tailing me.
Yes, I noticed a few raised eyebrows. Humans are apparently quite curious. I will contact Julian now. Connection successful. Reception may be erratic considering the distance from here to your cottage.
Hi, Tegan. Good to be home again. Or maybe not. Actually, I'm not really aware of where I am. I'm assuming you're back at my apartment like we discussed, right?
I'll be your eyes. Just tell me what we're looking for.
Okay, you'll have to go to the basement.
I am sorry, but our communication has been interrupted. My analysis tells me that it is not a technical issue.
I wonder what's happened. We'll have to do this on our own. Come on, Talos.
And who might you be? Lot of traffic on this floor lately.
Oh, hello.
And what's the floaty thing behind you?
Floaty thing? Oh, that's...
Are you from the police as well? I thought Julian's apartment was all sealed up now.
Julian. Were you friends with him?
I'll tell you what I told your colleagues.
My colleagues?
Down at the station, Julian was an odd duck. Make no mistake. All that secrecy and who knows what in his apartment.
Secrecy?
Not that it's any of my business. It's It's not my place to ask questions or stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
Right.
And one last thing. That man who turned up at Julian's door the night before everything happened? Up to no good, mark my words.
The man? The night before?
Don't care what you folks say about the security footage. I saw what I saw.
I'm sure you did.
Now, good day. I'll ask you kindly to leave me to my business now.
Right. I'll let you get back to things. Well, that just happened. I wonder what he meant about this strange man?
Dr. Wicks, if you are going to the basement, I will not follow. I do not like spiders. Dr. Wicks, did you know that the infinity symbol was invented by the English mathematician John Wallis in 1655? It represents mathematical, physical, and metaphysical infinity. Despite a Spartan apartment, Julian seems to have accumulated a closet full of possessions. I suggest that he is a closet hoarder. Dr. Wicks, do you not understand my pun? Julian's preoccupation with immortality derives from his deep-seated fear of mortality. I believe it is his fear of non-existence which troubles him. I myself do not share those fears.
evidence. This is what Julian wanted me to see.
I see Julian has a mature Elaplip in his glove box. I understand that they are difficult to raise and should be handled with gloves. but they are apparently delicious when fried with butter, leeks, mushrooms, and parsley. I believe Julian still feels a part of your family, Dr. Wicks. So I'm somewhat surprised that he took advantage of your relationship to obtain access to Utopia bots. He really feels they will give him immortality.
Were you shocked by Julian's findings?
Yes and no. I'd been having suspicions when I worked for Emmer, but I'd brushed it aside. Looking back, it was probably the reason I was let go. Too close to the truth. And regardless, the scale of the deceit was breathtaking and equally scary.
What was your first instinct after this discovery?
Strange as it sounds, I went back to the lab for a meeting with my grad students. When I'm upset, I often find refuge in my work. It distracts me. So I ordered Talos to return to my home and wait for me. Good thing drones don't have a sense of impatience because I got home pretty late that night. I got caught up with new experimental ideas and just had to get them down on paper. Is my front door open? Power's out too. Someone meant business here, but I've got to investigate. I think I left my flashlight in the shed. Geez, they've taken Julian, or at least his consciousness as it now exists in the network. Talos, do you know what happened?
Yes. A man came to your house while you were away. He opened the door in an unorthodox manner. I believe he was looking for me, so I thought it best to hide. I was fortunate enough to find this receptacle with the lid up. I positioned myself inside and after some vigorous jumping managed to lower the lid.
Who was it?
I was in hiding, so did not get a description. However, it was a man because I heard him muttering something about a message chip, which he slammed down on the table. As you know, chips are very secure and require a fingerprint to open. So if this one is for you, someone has a record of your prints. And if you don't mind, I think I will stay here for a while. I find the water rather soothing.
Dr. Wicks, let's dispense with the pleasantries. You had something of mine, and now I've retrieved it. Do not meddle in this any further. You have no idea what a precarious position you're in. Stay away and accept your losses. If you do not heed my warning, I will...
That was Dr. Mournfield. I need to hear her last comment again. Maybe Talos knows how to clean up the audio? After all, machines know machines best. Talos, part of the message clip audio was garbled. Can you help?
Yes. My voice interpretation algorithm concludes that, basically, Dr. Mournfield is threatening to destroy your career. What will you do now, Dr. Wicks? The optimal choice for personal safety would be to heed Dr. Mournfield's suggestion and cease your investigation.
That would be the safe choice, but playing it safe has gotten me nowhere. Time to finish this once and for all.
Brave of you to place yourself directly in the path of such a powerful opponent.
Yeah, I suppose. I would have rather joined James at the conference, I can tell ya. I hear he gave away those level 2 semi-intelligent eggplant seeds as swag. I would have loved to see that. Typical James. But I digress.
So, no conference for you.
No, all paths led to Emmer. Literally, in this case. En route, I received an anonymous text. It said simply, Emmer campus, building A, elevator 4, Julian needs you. I sensed it was a trap, but I was strangely encouraged.
So you went.
Of course. I was in deep already. I had to see this through to whatever end.
The code is incorrect. Please try again. The code is correct. Stand by.
Are you passionate? Are you eager? Do you want to change the world for the better? Then Emma is the place for you. We're hiring software engineers, botanists, plant physiologists, biochemists, and data scientists to help us fulfill our mission to eliminate famine and to improve the quality of life for all people worldwide. Join us.
Welcome, Dr. Wicks.
Hello, person on the TV. And taking a wild guess, the person who broke into my home?
Yes, well, circumstances have changed. Most pertinently, Julian's condition. When we brought him in after he injected himself with the Utopia bots, he was nearly catatonic. We've been maintaining him here since then.
Uh-huh. And just why did you kidnap him? Or, sorry, bring him in?
Look at it from our perspective. He stole company property. We received a network alert about a foreign organism immediately after he'd injected himself and exposed both himself and our smartPLANT network to any number of unknown risks. This lab was the safest, most controlled environment in which to monitor him.
Right.
In any case, we determined that despite his coma, he must be somehow interacting with the smartPLANT network. But as his condition deteriorates, so does every smartPLANT connected to the network. Everywhere.
As his condition... But you said he was in a coma. Isn't he stable?
Not anymore. The human mind wasn't meant to be stretched so thin. If he doesn't sever his connection soon, he'll die, and so will every smartPLANT crop on the planet.
Oh god. Oh my god.
One specific plant on the network was generating abnormal data readings, the one your colleagues gave to you. We thought that retrieving it would allow us to mitigate the situation, but Julian will only speak to you.
Wait, just why should I believe any of this? You haven't even told me who the hell you are.
I am Liam Taylor, Executive Assistant to Ava Mournfield.
Uh-huh. So you're like her lapdog or something. You kidnap people when she snaps her fingers?
The specifics of my position are not your concern. It's in both of our interests if you help us resolve this. Talk to Julian, convince him to disconnect with the network. Otherwise, you will lose him and billions may suffer from famine.
And how am I supposed to do that? When you stole the plant, you apparently broke the connection.
We have connected his consciousness to a virtual reality interface. Put it on when you're ready.
Tegan, is it you? Can you see anything? I'm trying to focus. I'm visualizing memories now, surrounded by dancing crimson stars. Can you see them? I also see plants in a pastoral landscape. I think some are connected to the Utopia bot network, with gently radiating shafts of green. Energy, I think. Is that better? Follow the dancing crimson stars.
I see you still remember the ants. Our failed attempt at making an ant nest in the backyard. Remember how they managed to get under our socks and worked up our legs? We sure had fun in that backyard.
Yeah, I think that tiny garden was the beginning of my fascination with the natural world. And yes, I know it includes death, but those were good times.
So, why not revisit those ideals? Explore nature and derive meaning from that. Do you really think you can beat this? Death? I get that you're afraid of it, but so is everyone. What you got here isn't real. You may feel more powerful, but out in the real world, you're flatlining, and so are all the plants. If they go, you go.
I don't know anymore. You may be right. I am sensing a weakening in the smart plants, but I don't know if I can go back to being regular old Julian.
Regular? More like oddball weird. But you weren't that bad. I mean, it'll take me a while to get over what you've done, but I'll make the effort if you do. Come on. This shirt must have meant something to you, Julian. Vita, the gateway to immortality. This is what you were after all along. I can't believe I didn't pick up on that sooner. I guess I don't really know you.
People change, but somewhere deep down, I'm sure you knew I had issues with death. My parents and all. Well, this is me, asleep in a tent. I have no idea where that image came from, since I don't even like camping.
A neuroscientist would say it's the sleeping part that's important here. During sleep, the body and brain repair themselves. I think you're mentally exhausted from your ordeal and need to heal. In a tent, with a campfire. You're trying to regulate and organize your emotions and thoughts. So I have an idea to help you do that. Let go of the network. The root of it all. The reason you're in this mess.
Tegan, you still don't understand. My mind must live on. That was the promise that Vita made until they were forced to retreat. I had to find another way. Utopia bots offered a solution. Living in an eternal network. I've even started to like the vegetative environment.
But Julian, here on planet Earth, you're just a few hours away from being declared dead. Your mind will not live on because the whole house of cards is about to tumble down. Whatever you become, there's still time to undo it.
Why should I? You have no idea what it's like, Tegan. I can sense everything, be everywhere at once. Everywhere there's a smartPLANT, I'm there.
That's the problem. You're not a plant or a hive mind. You're just a human, and your brain can't take that amount of stimuli. You have to cut the connection.
And just become plain old Julian again? I'm this close, Tegan. This close to being freed from death, from the fear of death.
This close, as in you'll be dead soon. We've been through a lot together recently, Julian. Don't mess it up even more now.
You must do better. Julian is on the verge of cardiac arrest.
The Epic of Gilgamesh. A bit obscure, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't make that the password to activate Talos. But also glad, because I'd never have guessed.
Yeah, well, it's a good story. Humanity's first recorded story about the quest for unending life. Something I can identify with, and you should too.
So, was it your plan all along, Julian? To rekindle our friendship just so you could get close to Emmer?
No, it wasn't. I value our friendship, even though we parted ways for a few years. We go back so far. Can't someone have two things at once? I've never admitted this to anyone, but the death of my parents was even more traumatic than you might think. At 8 years old, I felt the world had abandoned me. Your parents took me in, and I'm forever grateful. But I spent a lot of energy hiding things from the family, including my fear of death. It was insurmountable. I needed to stay alive forever. That's when my quest started.
But love works to soothe those fears if you let it. We loved you then, and I love you now.
Tegan, I think maybe you're right. For my own safety and that of the world, I'll disconnect. Man, that statement does not make me feel at all humble.
Well done, Dr. Wicks. Crisis averted. Return to the lab when you're ready.
Julian, you're with us. How do you feel? Are you okay?
Hell of a headache. But yeah, I'm fine.
Good. I'll leave you here to recover. Emmer will take good care of you. Now that I know the whole story, they wouldn't dare mess up. Goodbye for now, dear friend. I promise to take this to the highest level.
Okay, this is freaky. Crawling around in another person's mind, what did it feel like?
I felt extraordinarily privileged, but also a bit like a voyeur. You know, participating in the memories of another human being feels intrusive.
But it worked. Julian was safe.
Yes, but now a truly difficult task lay ahead. Dr. Mournfield was certainly aware of the threat I posed, so she agreed to meet with me.
In person? And how did you arrange that? Notwithstanding everything that you've just described, meeting the founder of a global bioempire isn't something that happens every day.
Well, I knew all of Emmer's plans by then, and Liam knew that I knew, and therefore Dr. Mournfield knew that I knew. The cards were in my favor, so I felt confident enough to take a risk and demand that she come down to my lab for a little chat. Of course, the media. Good to have in my back pocket if things don't go well. Compose message to Kevin Coltrane, Cascadia City News. Mr. Coltrane, please check your email within the next hour for a complete dossier on Dr. Mournfield at Emmer Technologies. I'm sure you will find it disturbing and of tremendous interest to your viewers. Hold message, await instructions.
Hi, Tegan. You're doing fascinating work here.
Thanks. Come, join me in the Emmer lab while we wait for Dr. Mournfield.
Okay, be glad to. Thanks again for bringing me to my senses. I owe you my life.
That's what friends are for. We look after each other.
Do you think Dr. Mournfield will actually come?
She's ambitious and firmly believes she knows what's best for the world. Is she ready to admit her mistakes and discuss terms? We'll see.
Is that Liam in the hallway? Maybe he knows if Dr. Mournfield will come.
Liam, you're here. I have your guarantee this isn't a trap. An ambush?
This isn't some Bond movie. Dr. Mournfield usually gets what she wants, but she's not a violent thug.
Of course. She has you for that.
A fair comment, but those were different circumstances. Just talk with her. Be honest. She'll understand that. Best case scenario, I'll lose my job. Consider that my contribution to world food stability.
I do appreciate that you found your conscience, but I'm honestly not concerned about your job status right now.
Understood. Well, good luck. Wait for her in the Emma lab with your friend. She should be here soon.
Thanks.
I think I hear someone now.
Dr. Wicks, I'd like to say that it is a pleasure to finally meet you, but circumstances dictate that I cannot.
My feelings exactly. Please, take a seat.
No, thank you. I prefer to stand. This situation that you and your friend Julian found yourself in, it's been quite a thorn in my side. All I'm trying to do is help this world a few plants at a time.
I know you built in a master kill switch. I was beginning to suspect something was up when I worked for Emmer. In fact, I bet that's why you let me go, right? And then Julian confirmed it. Any smart plants connected to the network could be terminated by activating 12 lines of code. And you had Liam remove those next-gen Utopia bots from our lab, worried that we would discover the switch. Entire countries would be at your mercy. Does the word blackmail not mean anything to you?
How dare you? Our circuit breaker merely acts as a reminder to stay in line. Consider it a rule. All societies have rules.
Killing all the crops and starving people into submission is the humane alternative?
We would never actually do that. But the possibility would keep societies in line for their own good. Besides, would believe you?
We've got evidence. Look at these slides. And then there's our microscopic images. Did you see? A Utopia bot should not be inside a soybean plant. You are subversively infiltrating crops illegally against UN convention. I will absolutely tell the press. It will ruin Emmer.
I doubt it. The complexities of that data will be lost on the general public. And of course, we'll deny it. You, on the other hand, are a malicious troublemaker whose friend knowingly stole proprietary technology. You are incontrovertibly in the wrong. If you hand over all digital and paper documentation about what you think you've uncovered, I will not press charges. And if you so much as think about talking to any press, you'd best get used to being unemployed.
You know, I think I'd rather not. Send message.
What an adventure. Standing up for what's right as you did is inspiring.
Yes, my superpower seems to be dogged determination, but I'm pleased with the result. And I think Dr. Mournfield is too.
Can you explain?
I think Dr. Mournfield honestly believed that the heavy-handed approach with her smart plants was the correct one. But I like to think that I convinced her that a more compassionate way can be forged for both people and plants.
Are there tangible results?
Yes. The story made headlines. The stockholders were furious, and a class action lawsuit followed. The court ordered a complete redo of the company. And a few years later, as a gesture of good faith, I was invited back to the Emmer campus to observe the changes made since the company improved its philosophy. Now they work to understand plants rather than try to control them. Hey, want to do an experiment with me in their research facilities? Watch the next VR recording.
So that's the full story. I'm so grateful that Aunt Tegan's recordings have finally been made public. Hearing about her involvement in the Emmer scandal was one thing, and of course I don't want to downplay the times talking with her in person about it. But to see all those pivotal moments through her own eyes? What a powerful experience. I think I finally got the missing pieces for my documentary. I can't wait to get back to the studio to start storyboarding.